It's been 3 months since Foxy had her spinal surgery, and as you can see, she's walking so much better. Her right back leg is still her weakest, but she's absolutely making the most of it. She's always keen to go for walks and ready to head back to the office when she's done. You can see she still drags a little, but she's so interested in sniffing everything around her, it doesn't hold her back. She loves her bath time sessions too. She's not allowed to play ball, but we use it as motivation for her hydrotherapy sessions in the bathtub at home. She fetches the ball from one end, which helps her develop her back muscles. The water needs to be hip height, which works perfectly. We had some funny weather this year, quite a bit of snow later than usual, but you can see her happily exploring the garden and discovering what's going on out there. She's able to go to the toilet all by herself in the garden, which is a huge milestone. When we go for longer walks and it's chilly, I wrap her up in a blanket in her carrier sack to keep her warm. You can see how excited she gets heading to the park because she knows she'll get to do a bit of running around. Here she's getting ready to be wrapped up like a little burrito. I'm filming one-handed, so it's not quite as elegant as usual, but she's snug and plenty of padding, all warm and cozy. Amy is just checking she's okay. She does like to supervise. We do another bath time session here. We usually do these about twice a week. Amy isn't so keen on the water herself, so she prefers to watch from the sidelines. I also taught Foxy to tap the end of the bath. As soon as she walks to the end, she gets a treat. She's so food motivated, which makes training really straightforward. You can see her using the tap command and getting her reward. This was our first big walk back at her favourite spots. We haven't been here in 3 months. You can see she's very excited. It was a bit of a rainy day, and Dachshunds are not known for loving the rain, so she's maybe not quite as enthusiastic as she would have been on a sunny day, but she's still very happy to be out and about. She has an area where she's allowed off-leash and play fetch, and she was very keen to head there. Obviously that's off the cards for now, but she managed about 20 minutes on the soft wooded ground, which is brilliant progress. She did get a little annoyed when I turned back sooner than she wanted, but she's a big girl, she'll get used to it. We've also been doing acupuncture sessions, which she actually enjoys. Unfortunately, every time I get the camera out, she starts shaking. I'm not entirely sure why, as she looks quite sad on camera, but as soon as I put the phone away, she falls straight to sleep. I'm holding her paw here to give her a little reassurance, which seems to help. She really does enjoy the acupuncture. As soon as she hears the word, she goes and lies down, and she doesn't try to run away or anything like that. For those of you who are new to the channel, I'm a vet, which is why I'm able to do the acupuncture myself. Here we are just back from a walk, and Foxy's making her way to her office. Amy is in heat at the moment, so she has to wear a nappy. On another day, I carried Foxy to the wooded section of her favourite walk, and you can see how excited she is to explore. She went absolutely crazy sniffing everything. She was very disappointed not to be allowed to play fetch. You can see her barking at me, demanding the ball, because this is usually where we play. In the end, I gave her the ball to carry, so she doesn't have it thrown, but at least she got to have it. And she actually started playing with it herself, which was adorable. You can see her running, so happy, sniffing everything. It is just wonderful to see her back in the forest being herself. To think that 3 months ago she was completely paralysed in her back legs, and now she's out walking in the forest again. It's incredible. We couldn't go too far, but 15 to 20 minutes was a fantastic improvement. I'm lucky she's just over 5 kilos, so I can carry her when needed. If she were bigger, a doggy pram would probably be more practical, but I find the carrier rucksack much easier. Here she is enjoying her natural yogurt treats. She absolutely loves these balance exercises. We had another surprise snow day, and Foxy actually handled it really well. I cleared a little runway for her, but she was keen to have a play in the snow. It's soft underfoot, so I didn't feel too worried. I did a little snow fetch with her, just so she could move and have fun without putting any strain on her back. A few days later, it was glorious sunny. The weather this year has been absolutely wild. You can see how much she loves this sunshine. She is very much a summer girl, just like me. She's walking beautifully on her way there, and then, as always, a little slower on the way back. She's always known where she's allowed to run free, and she heads straight to those spots. We do some balance exercise sessions every other day. I like to mix things up. We use a yoga block, inflatable balance cushions, and I alternate between having her front legs on, her back legs on, or sometimes all four. You can see her back is a little arched here. Normally I'd correct her back leg position slightly, but as I was filming I had to let that one go. She was having a little go at me for not throwing the ball in her favourite spot, but I try my best to ignore it, and eventually she just starts entertaining herself. If she wants to run on her own, I'm not going to stop her, I just won't encourage it. She eventually got the ball to carry, and she was pretty happy trotting around with it. It was just so lovely to see her this happy in the forest again. She has been an absolute superstar throughout all of her treatments. The acupuncture, the physiotherapy, water therapy in the bath, massages, infrared light therapy. She lets me do all of it, all without complaining. Amy sometimes feels a little left out, so she gets a little treat or activity too, just to keep her happy. We even took a trip to Vienna city centre. This is the Hundertwasser house, and the girls loved exploring somewhere new. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.